Okay, Maya isn't here, unfortunately. She also has played. So we will start by reading her poem together.
If you would tell us a bit about how the collaboration got started,
Of course.
since I'm just standing in.
You are Maya today. We worked on revising the same myth, and in true collaborative style did it completely separately. So we are looking at how differently revisionism can happen when we bring our own experiences to it.
Hephaestus Forge. Out of the fire, heat slices lines across the face, hard as a guard. Twinned heads, reschedule in strangeness.
Looking forward, pulling back,
Handle to hand held taut.
in wavering air.
Before contact,
This moment moves,
moving, almost like desire.
towards us as desire,
Moves towards its mirror,
moves like liquid almost,
forming in its image, as if,
unformed, as if
each time there are still almost.
lives unlived, still living, recalled,
In these moments, if worlds.
in the hand's embrace each time,
And almost here, the handle's glance.
to air before the metal meets,
Metal, catching certain edge.
bending iron to shape, rounding,
To curve, alert and tender.
like the backs of racing dogs or
Even like waking lovers binding.
vertebrate strange shadows,
The spine's sudden score.
rhythm within pauses, still each time,
And still, at metal's touch, sound splits.
echoes begin, again, waves shivering,
Through air, moving outwards, slipping.
from hands catch, questions peeling.
From the metal's bony frame, and
It won't answer here, the hands begin,
again a muted, mutable lifting.
tracing the air's tense pause, moving,
Out of fire and to elsewhere moving.
again, as if with sudden heartbeats. The Hephaestus Promise. At the dawn of the promise in his halcyon days, each trickling, drowsy smear of gold was a chance. Gaia belched awe, profit, power, that he made art, aspired to keep his metal mountain world ablaze and glistening. So here was his purpose, hammer and tongs, mother and throne. With the steadfast combustible work he made himself known. But beauty and pain were one and the same. Those thick, calloused fingers alloyed a hammer-struck chorus, a cacophony of the tragic remade by a master. It was a tectonic sort of opus that made a home in his bones. He relished each clang echoing through the ashy grit of his spine, like the thread of Clotho, perfect, flawless, glinting. Every nerve in him tangled around silver arrows, a hero's shield, the Gordian knotting in his neck. Crafting beauty and pain were one and the same. That night, the soul-deep smolder of his mangled leg drove him to bed. He dreamed of his wife, his golden chainmail bride, on her knees before Ares and eaten alive. Whilst war melted a mismatch plotted by heaven, the thief crept in, damned his Tartarian liver for a taste of talent. And as Prometheus fled with the flame, the forge wept for itself, a million igneous sparks wheeling like bronze chariots. And its beauty and pain were one and the same. Suddenly, the only potential for a rock was punishment, and Hephaestus woke with a gasp, dragging the acrid, singed taste of his loss down into his lungs. The spindle silk fibrils that once measured and cut his craft could not bear the weight of all his unmade marks. As man, with his stolen fennel-stalk fire, seared his digits on the unrelenting heat of a legacy, his beauty and pain were one and the same. The promise was made as the blacksmith bent, buckled, burned, but never broke. As the smoke secrets weaved between his ribs, unseen but undeniable, unstoppable, kindling Greek fire under his tongue. And as the panic blistered away, man's clumsy attempts at outliving himself began to make sense. The small defiance of burying beauty that millennia later still lives in the throat. Yet beauty and pain are one and the same. As I burn, you burn too. Your inheritance waits and the nerves that you break. The art you leave remembers you.